Why don't you have an e-bike? That's kind of a strange question. I don't have a downhill bike either. I don't have a pet lizard. I don't hate either. But maybe it's not such a weird question. I have an enduro bike, a cross-country bike, a dirt jump bike, a long-tail cargo bike, 2 ridiculous hardtails, 2 Walmart bikes upgraded to the 9s, a unicycle. Why don't I have an e-mountain bike in my fleet? Well, today I'm gonna attempt to answer that question. Let's go rent an e-mountain bike. This is not what a Manhattan delivery driver is terrorizing the bike lanes on. This is a proper e-mountain bike with a mid-drive. It works just like a normal mountain bike. You literally just get on it and pedal, and then it senses how hard you are pedaling and it responds proportionally, giving you electric assist. And so you still need to know how to shift gears, you still need to know how to operate a mountain bike, but it makes you feel like you're in better shape than you actually are. Well, that was easy. Evan, you're trying out a new e-bike today too, huh?
Yeah, this thing is nice. Kind of heavy though.
I guess we should start getting used to jumping with them.
Let's go.
Let's give it a shot. I feel like that's a lot of work. When you're going downhill. It's all fun and games when you're pedaling up, and then you gotta throw around a much heavier bike. But with that said, they fly. So with an e-mountain bike, I could do everything I normally do, except use less water, go further, have an easier time, carry more gear, probably get a lot more shooting done. And in 2023, you probably wouldn't even notice this was anything but a normal mountain bike. Why don't I have one? Well, to be perfectly honest, I don't actually know. I don't spend a lot of time thinking about all the things that I don't have. I think about the things that I want to get. And so let's work through some of the things it could be. Do I hate e-bikes? Well, no, I don't have a downhill bike. I don't have a tricycle. I don't hate those. And so am I a Luddite? Am I resistant to technology? Well, actually, a lot of you have found it confusing how much I like electronic dropper posts and electronic shifting. So that's definitely not it either. Am I so physically fit that I can't experience any gains from an e-bike? No, that's definitely not it. Saved that by the skin of my teeth. Well, one thing I can tell you for sure is that here in Bentonville, it makes a lot more sense to have an e-bike because you can ride them everywhere, and where I live, you cannot. You can't take them in Pisgah National Forest, you can't take them in DuPont Forest, you can't even take them to Chestnut Mountain, home of Berm Park. That's not my decision. There are a lot of trail users and everybody kind of has to get on board. They're just not as progressive on e-bikes where I live in Western North Carolina. Yes, you can take them on private trail systems, Cayuga, Cherokee, but anywhere else you have to ride a real mountain bike. I like to bust people's balls about e-bikes, but the truth is, out here in Bentonville, where they're allowed everywhere, I just don't see any problems with it. Everybody's whizzing by on e-bikes. I don't even notice who's on one and who isn't, and it brings a lot more people out to the trails. There's a lot of evidence that just being outside will make you a happier person. Also, it removes the fitness barrier. I mean, the fitness barrier is kind of the point of mountain biking, but at the same time, if I want to share mountain biking with my mom, who has never done it before, she's not going to train for 5 years to be able to do the climbs I do. I can put her on an e-bike and give her a little taste of it and use the e-bike as kind of an equalizer. And I see a lot of mixed groups riding together. Oh yeah. But that's not to say that you can't get a workout on an e-bike. Are you out of breath? No, I thought that might have been sweat. If you wanted to, if I wanted to, I could absolutely get a workout on an e-bike. The thinking is you pedal just as hard as you would on your normal ride, except on the e-bike, you go 3 times as far and you do 3 times as many laps. But that's not what actually happens when I ride an e-bike. When I ride an e-bike, I just put in less effort. I'm not a go to the gym kind of guy. I know myself and I'm honest about it. Now, is that so bad? Well, if you're just trying to have fun, no, it's not at all. And I definitely use my bike for fun. However, it's also the only exercise that I get. And now with 2 young kids and just an increasing workload, I don't get out as much as you probably think I do. And so I have to make sure I get some punishment on mountain bike rides, or else I'll just turn into a blob. And maybe this is an irrational fear, but I feel like if I own an e-bike, I'm just gonna do laps at Canoga all day. I'm not gonna go on the rides I normally do. And I'm gonna have a ton of fun, probably get really good at jumping, but my cardio is just gonna go to heck. And there's nothing that keeps you honest like having to climb a mountain to get back home. I think I might be starting to sweat. Or maybe I'm just a little bit clammy. When I'm riding downhill tech, I feel fine on an e-bike. When I'm climbing, I feel great on an e-bike. When I'm hitting jumps and drops and the scary stuff, I really lose confidence on an e-bike. And I know it's something that people can get used to. I know people ride dirt bikes and all sorts of heavy motos on big jumps, but it is not something I'm used to. And it might be something that I just need to spend a little bit more time on an e-bike to kind of lose. But that's a big reason why anytime I do ride an e-bike, I'm just always saying, I wish I was on my enduro bike. I wish I was on my hardtail, you know, after I'm done with the climbing part. To be honest with you, this step down and that little hip kind of scare me. They wouldn't scare me if I was on my bike. What do you guys think? It's freaking massive, dude. All right, well, I'm gonna give it a go. Okay, this is a little scary. Here goes nothing. Oh, I gotta get more speed for that one. This bike is pretty stable in the air. It flies okay. It just, I feel like I need more speed than I normally would. And so I'm gonna get more speed. I think I'm starting to get it. This is kind of the most time I've spent on an e-bike. I mean, I've been on it all day, and to me, it feels like a completely different activity than mountain biking. I'm going places I normally wouldn't go. I'm doing things I normally wouldn't do. And for me, it's kind of more about exploring. I'm even starting to break a sweat, just trying to go faster and faster. I think I get it. But I'm not getting an e-bike just yet. One thing I often think about is the viewer of these videos. If I'm riding a $9,000 hardtail, still a hardtail, you go to Walmart and get a $400 version of that and partake in the same exact activity that I am partaking in. And so it's a little more inspirational and relatable. The cost of e-bikes was kind of prohibitive, but that doesn't seem to be the case anymore.
Well, this one retails for $3,500.
That's a little bit better. It's not quite 400 bucks yet, but it's a lot better than what it was. I think the one I'm on, what do you think that thing costs?
Probably 8,000 bucks, that's my guess.
Let's look it up.
It looks like it's $65.99 retail.
I'm embarrassed to say, I don't even think I own a mountain bike that cheap, unless you're including the Walmart bikes that I upgraded. Dan, what does this thing cost?
It's like a $5,000 e-bike.
Man, for a Specialized.
It's ready to go.
So with companies like Polygon who make excellent budget bikes getting into the game, this is just gonna get more and more accessible for more and more people. And my argument that it's not inspiring or that I'm excluding people starts to recede, but they still are more expensive. And actually, by not including e-bikes, I'm sort of excluding people. There are adaptive riders, older riders. There are veterans, people with knee problems, heart conditions, who are using e-bikes to ride with their friends. Everybody can ride together, even though they're differently abled. still more expensive. And so before making this video, I really didn't do much thinking about why I didn't have an e-bike. Like I said, I don't think about why I don't have a pet lizard, why I don't have a downhill bike, but now I've been forced to think about it. And when I really think it through, it's kind of irrational. I'm trying to be as inclusive as possible. I'm trying to feature as many different types of bikes as possible. And I'm excluding this major category that a lot of people love. It's really fun. And nothing about me owning an e-bike would disqualify me from being able to ride my other bikes just as I do now. I am a tiny bit scared that I'll just take it to Canoga and run laps all day. And so today was kind of enlightening. I am not going to rush out and get an e-bike. I'm not even going to think about it that much, but if I end up with an e-bike, I might end up with an e-bike. Thanks to Fat Tire in Bentonville, Arkansas for lending me this e-bike. They have a huge selection there, and if you're visiting and want to rent something, that is definitely the place to go. And thanks Visit Bentonville for making this trip possible. I came here for an entire month with my family. I think today, if anything, I learned more than you might have, but I hope you did learn something, and if you didn't, I hope you at least found this video entertaining. Thanks for riding with me today, and I'll see you next time. All right, let's rock. You were actually cooking.
Dude, that was gnarly.
That was gnarly. I clapped my fork pretty good.